Welcome and welcome back, my friends and new arrivals. I'm Hambbage, and I'm glad you're here. I decided I owed you guys one. Wow, I know it. Obviously there's not a bunch of people hanging on every tweet just to see the latest video as it pops. Although I'm surprised at how often there's a couple views already done before I've completed the next episode when they do pop up. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Um, Anyway, I misfired a tweet. I was loading up the previous video, but I had forgotten I had already scheduled one to air at, so you guys know, at 5 p.m. my time today. I'd gotten one up early in the day. I knew I was going to do a couple, so I wanted to spread them out. And then I really just forgot to schedule the second. It wasn't that I'd forgotten that I had one airing a little later. It was actually just that I so often just hit publish that was what I did. So I tweeted it just automatic, as soon as it comes up, hit the share, threw out a tweet, and next thing I knew, I was like, wait a minute. Now I have videos up out of order and everything, so I have to schedule it and then send out a follow-up tweet. Like, sorry about that. You guys know it's coming now, though. So apologies for anybody who got caught in the overlap there. Again, I don't think there are too many of y'all that are just sitting on tenterhooks, shall we say? All right, so we've gotten back here anyway. It happens. It wasn't a big deal. All the content's there, and when you guys likely see it, it will all be waiting for you in order every episode in the order they were recorded in. So here we are in our new section of the mine. We just easily breezed right on back through here thanks to the work we did at the end of the last episode. And who knows what waits in store. We didn't do a ton of exploring yet. Eventually, some of this may connect back up. In fact, it would be odd if it didn't, but finding where and how it does that can be a bit of a trick. So we'll see what all this has in store. But again, where our quick connect path goes through to right here, I'm going to take the extra time, just like I did over there, to open these up and get us just a little bit of extra visibility. Whether we're coming back from that direction or this, it's just easier to go, oh, okay, here's the big room. We're back to where we need to be to reconnect to everything we've already seen. Wow. So, this is where I would have thought if it was going to tie back in, it would have been right through here. I heard a little running water. We could probe for that, but, there's lots of goodies to be had. So let's clear this out. We'll see if there's any mineable ores like that redstone up there. Grab that. If that happens to connect us, sweet. If not, not the end of the world, but like this coal, that could be something that ties us into another chamber, if you will, or tunnel. Cross connect. I'm not hearing that water anymore, though. So, doesn't look like this was the exciting next little bit. See, hear that water? Where there's water, there's life or undeath. got one corner of it done. I said in one of the descriptions or the tweets or whatever that there was a lot more in mine. I think there will be, but it is a little wild sometimes when it just starts off and then dries up very quickly. But any of these where I can tie it back together, I'm going to. Now that y'all have seen me lose it, it being loot, it being biomes, it being spawners. We've lost a lot of stuff in here. Our marbles? No, never. Speaking of marbles, any Squid fan folks in here? You guys, any of you old enough not to be bothered by and fans of the darker TV shows? Kind of a mix, honestly. I think I've talked about Squid Game a little bit right after I'd watched it, which I caught fairly early on. I'm more so than some, I think. I'm a fan of uh, movies that may be dubbed or subtitled or require just a little more concentration. In some cases, some of them are no better than what we've got going on, but I think if nothing else, they help us understand how other cultures and societies what they value, kind of their backgrounds and insights. So, not saying that whatever a director chooses to portray is reflective, but personally, I just always think it's good to broaden your horizons a little bit and see what else is out there. What are people thinking? What are people thinking about? And what are the things that they would consider a moral dilemma versus a foregone conclusion? And I thought Squid Game did a great job of that. But as I was mentioning, losing marbles made me think of the marble game. So that was definitely a opportunity. I kind of expected you were going to get stuck. Now, let's start by going back over here. Yeah, definitely do that. Nothing too exciting there. One of these days we're going to have that next or replacement enchanted golden apple. We used one early on when we first went into the nether. Some might fairly say I wasted it, but in the moment, I don't regret for a second early on munching on an enchanted golden apple when things look like they're going bad. We're still here to regret it, so that's all the reassurance I need. How many times in any video game do you end up losing a world or a game or something like that and go, man, I had like 18 speed potions or quick heals or anything like that, and you didn't end up using them because weren't sure this was the time. You wanted to save them for a big fight. If you're playing hardcore type games, every fight is that fight, right? You just have to treat it like that, or you're not gonna make it to those big fights. So there will be more enchanted golden apples, and we've still got one. Oh, okay. I thought that was a spider, but it wasn't. speaking of which, I need to eat before I lose this. Just kind of stand there and take it for a while. You're gonna... You made me hit my torch. I see you. Was that the same one that fell? I thought I heard a plop, like he was done. I hear you. Where you coming? Any more? Let's try to get their hiding spots. Hear you again. Can't tell if... Oh, there's one. We'll likely need some more food. See, yeah, there's his eyes. Oh, no wonder they were trickling in. They had a T on this little hallway. Okay, no more hiding for you guys. Still must be a fair... That's a little unfair for us. I think that spider was trying to... Oh, you see him running away? He's like, I'm gonna go start a new spider colony. Better one. One where you're not welcome to come in here, ruin our home. It's one of the things being naturally mortified of snakes that I really try to understand their... What? I didn't get poisoned. Like a skelly? There he is. Like, how did I just take damage? Okay, we are full up. And as usual, I have no idea where we ended up. But this, I think, comes back to here, to there, and we're on our way home. Sort of home. Not home, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I really try to avoid thinking of animals as pest animals and stuff like that. You know, oh man, I gotta watch that thing burn. Remind me I didn't have good bow discipline. Still has spider eyes, bread. Can't do tracks anymore. Those go in the goodies. Nothing in the tools. What are you doing? Those, or strings. We keep filling up just a little bit. I may still have some stragglers there, but I kind of feel a bit played out on the whole checking every stack as I'm now doing it with random other blocks. That. So I think we can certainly take one more trip here. And then I really would kind of like to set something back up to the surface before we wrap up this episode. And I would also really like to fill in this hole before that becomes regrettable. All right, that was it. Yeah, we came up. We actually went around the long way, but let's get this bit sorted, maybe. See what we have going. Okay, that is not an up. I thought that was dripping from above. Speaking of above, whole new section with a very Swiss cheese looking floor. When I was pretty young, like early high school. I did an exchange with a couple students. One was a child of a family friend of my grandfather's, I want to say, cousin. My grandfather, and this, goes back a ways. My folks are close to in their 80s both. And so, imagine my grandpa wasn't just a kid when he had my mom. And while he was born here in the United States, his mom was a recent immigrant when he was born. So there were still a lot of ties to his mother's home country, and I never, I didn't know them at all. I knew one of my great grandparents on my grandmother's side. And, obviously, like most great grandparents, he passed away when I was relatively young. But I still, have the memories of having met him. And, we talked about it last time. Do we want to try? Oh, let's see if we can manage this. Is that just going to open it? Oh, don't go in the lava, dude. Come here. Oh! Okay, this is going to be... That helps. Farmer, come on with. Am I foolish to think we can get this done? Hey. Okay, now we're good. Except for the lava down here. Don't go in the lava, dude. You look like a fine, upstanding young zombie. I think you do. Come this way. This way. Come on. Good. Good job. That minimal rotted brain of yours, it's doing just fine. What do you think about spider spawners? Do they... You can kind of just hang out, huh? May become a bit more of a factor for you when you find yourself restored to life. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Say that might be something you want to watch out for. Let's make you a cubby. There you go. Okay. Now let's do this. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, good and good. Perfect. Oh, you're doing awesome. Now, one of these mini name tags. I don't think we have to put the name on an anvil, do we? I think we can just... Oh, we need an anvil. Think we've got one? Yes. What would Frannie? How about Frannie? Fred and Frannie. Now, Frannie may have a tough time getting back to hang with Fred. We'll see if we can manage that at some point. But for now, we got to get Frannie named so that Frannie doesn't despawn. Okay, Frannie, you are safe there. I'm a little concerned if I heal Frannie before we're prepared to deal that She'll, and I'm just going to go ahead and type you to a she. She may get affected by a mini zombie or anything like that. Now we could put gates up here or just fence, get the advancement and all that, but I think we'll leave her as is for now. There's no rush now that she's got the name tag. She's set up. Which is good. That's a nice little bonus. Glad we were able to get an already zombified villager in place and set up. That's good stuff. Okay, we're winning already today. Now, I don't know if I can bubble elevator if I like push in, then get back to a boat, or do I have to do the stairs? This is why you guys can probably tell I don't do a ton of the healed villager farms and all that. They don't become like a first stage in every world for me, so I'm not quite as familiar, but the devastation of our leading her back here is a good path to wherever we want to be. All right, so we got a lot of height coming here. Oop. Not much there yet. That's kind of intriguing, though. That almost looks like stairs going the other way. I guess I'm just seeing what I want to see there. I really don't care for all that floor. Anyway, I was in the midst of it before we found our zombie there, now that we're back in the same place, and I recall, by association. I was looking at this floor here. It was what made me think of it. So I got to go. Long story short, as I was meandering through it, my grandfather's cousin, who he didn't know well or anything like that, but it would have been his mom's, I guess, my great grandmother's family in Switzerland, and they, she had siblings or whatever, some of whom didn't come to the United States when she did. Maybe I don't know, but historically, I would think very likely older siblings who already had jobs or were spouses or had started families of their own maybe stayed behind. I don't know what the story was there. If I think of it, I will ask and see, because it's those kinds of things that make a little more sense as if you're in a history class or something like that and start talking about immigration, why people um, chose to uproot their lives. It's those pieces that do fill in. But anyway, um, part of the family was still back there. And when it came time years before I had my exchange trip in high school, um, my mom and her parents went to a reunion in Switzerland. And it was there that my grandpa, kind of reacquainted with this cousin, and one of his friends in the little town where they lived or whatever had a kid about my sister my age, kind of right between or somewhere closer to my sister's age, really. Um, and he ended up coming and staying with our family for a while, and then I went over there when I was into high school. And the food, I was kind of in shell shock when I first got over there, because I'd been to Europe with my family a couple times before, but one trip to the continent and stuff where they kind of showed us around it. And before you guys think, oh man, look at this, this super guy. For those of you guys who don't know, my dad is from England. That's where he grew up. So I've got closer family in England than this friend of my grandpa's cousin in Switzerland. Um, and so that was why my family prioritized getting over there a few times in what would otherwise be pretty luxurious trips, was to get to see. And my parents wanted me to meet my cousins and things in England, but also that as I got a little bit older, my mom had made this trip with her parents and gone to this reunion in Switzerland and met these people and ended up doing the exchanges. And I got to go over there. So in high school, I found myself on a plane. Um, my dad flew with me to make a connection in Chicago, and it turned it into a business trip. So we took the little like puddle jumper from the local airport to Chicago. And then, that was kind of it. He made sure I got on the plane. You can't get too lost from there. And this family of the guy that had stayed with me, spent a summer with us. So I knew him well, and that was all good. But he kind of was there with his family to pick me up when the plane landed, however many hours later that was. And, here I am, a stranger in a strange land as a high school kid going, okay, the world just got real big or small or whatever, but it's different, and here I am in it. And this family was incredible. They were so nice to me, and she was an English teacher in Switzerland, so total faculty of the language and everything. And here I am, I've had like my 2 years of middle school German, and spent some time talking with this guy. I was the designated family translator of his Christmas letters and all that kind of stuff, but had never really, outside of just intro type classes where they don't expect you to do more than learn a few colors and names and that kind of stuff. I didn't by any means speak the language, and we're getting out of the airport and clearly showing how fluent they are. I guess if anybody, his dad wasn't as comfortable with English, and he could still get by. That's how it goes in Europe these days. European viewers, let me know if you're wrong, but pretty much everybody gets exposed to English and tries to get a passing handle on it, because it's just, from tech and entertainment and all that, it's very accessible and usable kind of around the world. So they got me successfully off the plane and onto a train to go back with them to their home we were going to stay in. As soon as we got off on the train, his mom kind of looked at me and said, "Well, you're here to learn German, and you're here now. You're safe among us, but from this point on, we're just going to speak German. And if there's an emergency or anything, we'll certainly stop and make sure you're okay and everything. But otherwise, ask questions if you don't understand a word. I already knew how to ask what does that mean, or how do I say this, those kind of things that you do learn in middle school foreign languages, right? So I got to start putting all that to practice, and it was the most amazing experience. But it was also crazy food. Like, here I am shell shocked. I've been sitting in this train trying to think, like, I remember being, all I could think to say was we're on this train going through this Swiss countryside, and there's those, like, traditional chalet style houses with the dark brown trim and the multiple stories, and they've got the geraniums all in the window boxes. And all I could think to, I'm trying to come up with conversation. I'm sitting here in a train. I've been on a plane alone for a few hours. I haven't really talked to anybody. I'm like, all right, just let me say something. The flowers are very pretty on those houses, or something. That was I basically got like a kindergartner's vocabulary, and that was humbling. Like, you don't um, have the same expectation with people that may be struggling with a language that are visitors in your country once you've been in their shoes. And, that's the old adage, right? Don't criticize somebody until you walked a mile in their shoes. Yeah, because you don't know exactly what you're talking about until you've felt those struggles. But the experience was awesome. They're home cooking for me. Just as anybody does, you want to represent what's good in your country, what's fresh and nice and all that. So one of the first things was like this real, like Americans often talk about fondue. Like, maybe you've got the chain melting pot restaurants around you and all that. That's nothing. Don't even understand. They had like this homemade bread that she'd had just waiting, because they had to go to the airport to pick me up and all that. So, like, homemade loaves of bread, and then these little, like, oven things where you put the cheese into this tabletop, like it's like a sterno type thing. So it had a heat source in it, and then that would melt up these little, like, tiny mini skillets. They were crockery of some kind. Again, this is years and years ago. But you'd put like cheese in them, put it in, and it would melt into whatever you were going to eat. Oh, so good. And I'm just like, I'm so full, I can't eat it. Oh, you can eat some more. But they were laughing, and the guy breaks into English for a little bit. The guy that had stayed with my family, and he's like, yeah. Like, they talk about Swiss cheese, and he's like, we don't have Swiss cheese, but all good cheese, has holes in it. And that's when I saw the floor up there. You think about those kinds of things, like the idea of American, any white cheese with holes in it is Swiss cheese. It's this amorphous little thing. And then there's, like Kraft Singles Swiss, which is just pasteurized cheese food, right? It isn't even real cheese. But like a Havarti or something like that. And oh man, I sure don't like those little sections of floor. So I ran back here with a little bit of extra time, I think, unless I've talked through it all. And that's for a good reason, because I wasn't kidding when I said, let me check the time here, 35 minutes, that should be good, that I wanted to, if I can get back, establish our in and out uh, means here. So we are going to. Do I have an obsidian? Eventually, I will be very sad. Let's do 2, because we'll have to replace. Actually, you know what? Let's just go down 1. So we'll do that. And then we'll do that. Same thing over here. And this will let us know how far down once we get to obsidian, we're done. That's where we stop. Now, this is going to be our plan. And this is why I said I needed gravel. So there's a gravel, there's a gravel. 128 will get us way, way up in the sky. So, what do they say in Minecraft? Never dig straight up or straight down. We're going to do both. And everything just got so quiet in here. That's crazy. I didn't get my doors open this morning. Doors or windows or anything. I really found I wasn't sleeping well with the windows open despite how good the cool air felt overnight. There's just too much noise with cars and people moving around. You know, it kind of, some people that are staying up later than you, and then there's other people that start their day seemingly like 5 minutes after the last people are coming back in. And so I've kind of opted for minimal sound interruption and therefore not quite as cool at night. But usually I get up early and open everything. Well, I forgot. By the time I thought about it, it was getting close up to AC temperature. So needless to say, the AC has run a little bit more today, and I think it just cycled off. And I hope we've gotten all gravel here. Oh, okay. Shouldn't be doing this without a shovel anyway, because we might have to dig our way out of a gravel fall. Maybe it's just being in this dark hole that makes it seem so quiet. But no game trying to play music despite having the music volume down. No Frannie moaning softly behind us. No idea if it's day or night, or if we're underwater or land. Well, it's night. Alright, so now... oh, man, did I ever goof. And it is the beginning of night. And I do have a bed. Oh, I've carried that bed around all this time, and it finally came into... Watch a creeper blow it up. Oh, that was huge. Okay, well, that was stupid, but this should work. Okay, so there's the mountains. I wonder if we... Hey, look, a bee tree. I wonder if we can see the swamp that's around here. I don't want to lose this, though. Let's be good. Let's get this done. See how nice that worked? Alright, now, what we should have done... Let's get... as this gets just taken over with craziness. Let's try to get these down where we can see them. I hate to make more more than we need. So let's see what... That'd be 54. That should be enough, right? It's got to be enough. All right, let's put you away. So first thing, it's like why is there a stone on the hole that I just came down? I don't understand. Now, I don't know. Do we care that this is stone or not? Should we try to make it a nice elevator? Can't be more than that, right? Get that. Oh, you know what? You know why it seems so quiet in here? Now I know. It's because I hadn't even really been looking, but my PlayStation went into power off mode because I hadn't done anything with it, so its fan isn't running. I was like, man, it seems so quiet. So largely, I'm just happy we didn't come across any caves or that kind of stuff to have to contend with as we build this. And we'll bring these ladders back down again, which may be a bit frustrating as we're doing it. But are those... This is all stone, right? Not andesite? Really? I had thought maybe there was some gravel, but I guess we're still good. All the better. No. So close. It's alright. I'm sure eventually we'll need more torches, so we may as well make them up and just take a stack of sticks to make some more ladders. No problem at all. Isn't that right? Yeah, Frannie. Alright, that should do us fine. Let's try to keep these mix. Eventually, I guess I'll probably need a second chest, especially if we end up doing stuff with the farms and all that. Actually, by that point, I probably won't, because then we'll be pretty close to whatever we need. Alright. Alright, up we go again. Just need to catch that on the way down. I guess we can do that. So that'll look a little more clean, tidy. And just want to do that. So that's gonna be the direction we would be coming from, I believe. So I think I'm gonna do this and this. Don't know which side that other one's coming up on yet. But you can see what my guess is from that. Alright. Down we go. Nice uniform hole. That should be... Oh, we don't have any of the supplies, do we? No kelp. No portal. I mean, what? I could just portal this. But I do want to be able to get to that swamp. So I guess a portal would be handy, yes. We should definitely try to link that up. But let's finish... I don't even know what I don't care about the coordinates yet. I'm not in the other world. I do care about the time. So we're at 48 minutes. Let's try to get back here. Let's get out of that. There. I don't know. Maybe I want a portal first. Let's do... Do I still have all... No, I never grabbed that obsidian out. Here's what we're going to do. Is that the center of our room? Where's... I don't even know. Does it matter? Freddy, we don't want to block you too much. Let's go right here. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. Coordinates. Give me a sec, folks. Don't have that shot up. Toe. I grabbed a zombie spawner at one point in here, I believe. So this is abandoned mine shaft portal. And 2090. Alright. Save that away. Now, don't want to light that, right? We want to go from and to, and I think that's where we now need to set ourselves up just a bit here. So we've got our one chest over here. But oh, so much garbage. This is gonna come in. These will stay here. The chest can go back. I think that's plenty. Trash, trash. Seeds, nothing. I want to keep a couple gravel. And of course, none of this will matter once we're really going. Okay. Fences. Woods. Now here, couple gravels for facilitating. Let's hang on to some dirt because I could forget that. Don't have anything that will help us with the elevators, but we do want buckets here, right? We talked about for the axolotl, which long gone. But yeah, I don't think we need much, but maybe two. The rest of those can hang out. Is there anything else of all this stuff that it makes more sense to have here than there? There's plenty more coal. We can rather have that back at the base. I think we're good, right? So let's pack up. I don't know how we're going to do on time here. Got enough room. Let's do this right in style. Oh, I slept. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. I slept. All that good. That looks like night. That was what made me think of it, though. Oh, Frannie, you're killing me. Yeah, we were so ready to get lightning storm-based advancements. All right. Now I have. Let's keep the armor on until we get up to the top. Oh, I forgot to put a roof on there. I just looked up and assumed it was night, but it does seem a little brighter than it did when we first looked. So we'll bring the. Yep, that's why I kept the armor on, because of you. More because of any of your creeper cousins. Should have checked the time again. Alright. Wings. Rockets. I think. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't get lost. I was trying to see if that was our end deal to help us guide a little bit more once we got into the nether. But all right, well, home again, home again. Ah, good to be here. We've been underground. A total goof on the sleeping, but other than that, I feel pretty darn good. Um, if we can get down here. So let's check real quick. Oh, 56. All right, so we're not going to do anything here except say goodbye and kind of lay out what's up next. I think we need to do some unboxing. I don't know that it'll depend tomorrow how I feel, whether we decide to do all the coal and the redstone and start up cooking and all that fortuning of all these various ores and minerals and all gems and all that kind of stuff, or if we just dump them in a chest and empty our shulkers and get back to work. We want to pair up the portal, set up the water elevators, mainly because somewhere in the vicinity over there, there's a swamp, and that would be huge for um, getting more clay quickly. I mean, remember we were flying like 5,000 blocks from the last one, and we know we'd overshot one that's out that way somewhere over by the raid village. So there's some closer. Obviously, we just missed them. Um, but yeah, we'll either do a full unbox and store everything and get everything sorted away and see where we really came out on in terms of some of our supplies. Probably, I don't like to just temp store everything and then store it again. We might as well just do it. But we'll see. And then the other one is we will map out our coordinates in the nether, connect those up to our various other portals, and link them up so that we have easy connect back to our base here. We don't have to bust out the wings and all that. But while I'm talking about that, let's swap this back at least and put these away so we don't have to worry about an oops. All right, well, that's going to do us for now. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you're doing well. And again, apologies to anybody who got caught with the premature tweet there. It is now close to the second video of the day coming up, and then a third. There's actually four for today. This is the fourth in the bonus. One has been up since it first published early today. Number two is coming up in about half an hour or so. The third then will be an hour after that. That was the oops that I accidentally just published. And I will kick this one out into kind of the overnight time. If we have folks chilling in Europe or Asia or anything, welcome. Say hi, please. I always enjoy getting the comments and the tweets. But you guys will get a fresh episode while the rest of us snooze. So enjoy that, and I will be back to see you guys for a few more episodes tomorrow. Take care until then. I'm going to head outside. It is very likely on the advance to another beautiful evening, so I want to be outside and enjoying it, and encourage you guys to do the same wherever you may be. Take care. Find somebody that could use a hand pitch in with doing something for them unexpectedly and without being asked, and it'll make you feel good. So we'll see you next time. Bye now. Oh, I didn't even save yet. And there we go. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye now.